Welcome back to another case study video of how we generated over $1.5 million for a women's clothing brand with our profit optimization split testing program. And throughout that journey, we actually helped them grow from 7 to 8 figures over the past 12 months. Now, my name is Paddy. I run PM Digital and we are a CRO and all-in-one Shopify agency. And we simply help brands grow through our profit optimization program by split testing what truly matters across their funnels, okay? So what I'm going to do in this video is run through basically how we done this for this brand and show you exactly the best way in which, if you run a clothing brand as well, you should follow these steps. Now, the brand was very well established and they actually had quite a clean site. So what we had to try overcome was how can we implement and increase conversions, maximize profitability throughout these conversions by also trying to work on AOV. Even though they had a slightly high AOV, our goal was to still always increase this, as it is every single time we work with a brand. And we're simply trying to always optimize their funnel. Now that's across UX, development, copywriting, and offer, okay? Now, we work with multiple brands over the 7 to 9 figure mark. And some of these are well-established brands that you will probably recognize. Some are maybe that you've never heard of, but we work with a number of them with our dedicated growth pods. Now, we have a team of CRO experts who are absolutely obsessed with CRO. That includes myself, Paddy, the founder, CRO strategists, designers, developers, copywriters, QA specialists, you name it. We have every single skill that you need to run a profitable and actually quite effective CRO program, and it's something that we are very, very proud of that we have created within our agency. We kind of take a 6-step revenue optimization process, and this is it kind of broken down. If you were to be interested in it, it is we simply try and we have to understand who's running the brand. So we like to meet the founders, we like to meet the team, understand your business goals. A massive part for us, and which is probably skipped quite a bit in CRO, is analyzing your funnel. So a lot of people just focus on website, but we're literally trying to convert cold traffic from mainly your ads, okay? So Meta ads, TikTok, Google, whatever ad platforms you're running. Every single brand we work with needs to be running ads so that we have the order and the visitor volume to run split tests and make sure we're optimizing their whole website. Now, we really do this from top to bottom. We try to understand, and you will help us with this, understand what's happening at the ad level, what angles are working, what you're seeing working really well, understand if we can actually implement potentially an extra step in the funnel with landing pages, understanding your customers, which is absolutely huge, because if we're trying to buy more of those said people at the ad level, so if we're not optimizing for what they're telling us through surveys, reviews, ad comments, and all of those sort of customer feedback levels, then how do we know what drives them and motivates them to buy your product? How do we know why they want to buy your product? Because you might tell us a list of USPs, but do the customers truly actually want them? And that's what we have to really find out and understand. Then we analyze everything and we prioritize them. And this next graph that I'm going to show you kind of breaks this down. It is basically what we call quantitative and qualitative analysis, and it essentially equates to all the different types of analysis you can do across your entire funnel and business that will then give us our ideation, and then we prioritize that with frameworks and discussions between ourselves as well, because not everything needs to be done by data, okay? Now, what I mean by that is, if your business has a goal and an objective to increase AOV or hit a certain metric or try to reduce a certain metric, then we must prioritize that within our testing. And as you can see in the corner, we don't just build websites or optimize them, we build profit machines. And that is key because, as I always say to our clients, your conversion rate doesn't pay your bills, so why are you optimizing for that, okay? So what we also like to do is break it down like this, and it's a revenue optimization model. It's basically all about conversions, ideation, and revenue uplift. And essentially, these are all different types of ways in which we do extract information from your entire funnel and business. And some of these might seem like common sense. Some of them might seem like you've never heard them before. And one of the main ones, and which is why it's at the top, is customer surveys. I cannot stress to you enough how much you must be asking your customers. That's post-purchase surveys on the thank you page, on-site surveys using something like Hotjar, No Commerce, and surveys to your existing customer base. And that is so important to do, because if you don't do that, then how do you understand what drives them again to motivate, or what maybe potentially is stopping them from nearly purchasing, if we can ask them for direct feedback on the thank you page. So we've seen a lot of success with that and a lot of test ideas, and that's really, really, really important in what we do. And when a brand comes on board, we must understand the site speed, the bugs, the site speed issues, and stop and fix things that are potentially going to hinder our actual test regardless. And as you can see, we do a whole list of stuff. But if we're talking about what CRO really is and how we gain this result for the clothing brand, it is not just about redesigning, changing button colors, because we don't do any of that changing button color stuff. If your agency does, then you need to run. But we try to understand the behavior, optimizing every step of your funnel to make sure that you become more efficient at the ad level. And that's essentially what the goal is, because we're trying to increase the conversion of cold traffic, not warm, cold mostly. And it's all about real decisions, data backed and customer led. And you're probably thinking, why would this matter for my brand? Well, let's say you have 100,000 visitors a month, okay, and you convert just 5% more of them or increase AOV by a certain metric. You're looking at tens of thousands of dollars of additional monthly revenue, not from extra traffic. That's from the traffic that you're already going to send. So I think that's the misconception with CRO, is it's not just testing, it's improving the funnel through copy, angles, design, development, everything. And our goal is to essentially increase the revenue from your already visiting traffic, and then as you increase your spend, you should be getting more traffic, who then increases your revenue and your profits. And one thing that we done with this brand specifically, and I think that every apparel and clothing brand needs to focus on, is understanding that there's a certain list of fundamentals that we have now figured out that clothing brands and apparel brands must understand. And this isn't just these brands, it is brands that sell anything that is going to have a pre-purchase objection. And what we mean by that, and this is why our clients give us their customer support tickets, is because we need to understand what their questions are and what their doubts are within this buyer's journey. For example, clothing, sizing, probably the biggest one, especially in females. Females are a wee bit pickier. They want to make sure that it completely fits them. And we handle, and this is a list of things that we focus on for this brand, which I will show you in a second. And this is how we actually done all of these. And the sizing is key. Size guides are a make or break for some brands, because you can have the best funnel in the world, but if it comes to buying and they don't know what size to get, that's a literal fundamental high urgency step they need to take before they buy. And if you can't figure it out for them, they're going to bounce and they're not going to buy. Okay, so it's one thing that we always focus on. And you can use things like True Fit and Easy Size, two really, really good dynamic AI focused apps that you can make sure people understand their sizing. Okay, now we also have returns policies, shipping times, and shipping pricing and communication. Now what we mean by that is returns and shipping are two things that are overlooked by many brands, and it's something that really, really, really matters, because if you're not communicating all of this, and sometimes e-commerce is quite simple, where sometimes you just need to communicate these simple fundamentals and you will increase conversions, you will increase sales and revenue and profit. But most brands actually don't do this. So we try, and we talk about offer, working on your offer. Working on your offer is fixing returns policies, shipping times, customer support, materials, product description, sizing. All of this is your offer, because at the end of the day, it all links to your product that they're trying to buy, especially in the clothing niche. And it's something that we've absolutely mastered now at this stage after working with multiple brands. So shipping times, pricing, everything like that must be introduced. And you can split test all of these. You can split test your pricing, try and incrementally increase that profit level for your shipping alone. Then we have customer support, making sure it's on point. Can people actually reach your support in time? Where can they reach them? Materials and product descriptions, two things that brands definitely neglect in this niche, because your materials are literally something that people really care about, and that might not you might not think that, but people really do, and I'll show you in the next step why. And product descriptions, how you describe that comfort, that fluffiness of the product, it fits like a cloud. All of these little keywords that will really, really determine if people actually want to buy your products, okay? Now, this is what I'm talking about. Certain designs and things like this where we're talking about the type of product. We're telling them what size the models are wearing, not just here, but above the fold too. We're giving them size guides. We're giving them dynamic size guides. We're giving them the returns policies. All of these things are truly undervalued. And yes, you might have some of these already, but you can still split test them. And this especially, the 30-day easy exchange and returns, that might sound simple, but a lot of brands don't even talk about it. And you'd be very surprised. And if yours does, then try split test 60-day, 90-day, increase that returns timeline, and you will see an increase in sales. And then we have different types of tests across the whole funnel. I'm talking mobile navigation to hero sections to cart to collections pages and things that truly, truly matter when it comes to e-commerce clothing brands. And a lot of these are overlooked, and the revenue that's sitting in these areas is scandalous. You have to be split testing continuously. And the goal is quite simple with that. And it's simply to increase the efficiency of your ads. And you can see from all of our reviews here and all of our social proof that we have across our entire Google reviews, screenshots of Slack messages, direct feedback from giving clients their winning tests, telling clients exactly how we done it, all the feedback that they have, everything is truly driven from our obsession to create the best CRO program in the world. And I'm going to show you some results. That isn't just the clothing brand. We have brands doing over 30K per month, over 30K increase in monthly revenue from one split test. That's not just increasing revenue, that's conversions too, but we don't just focus on either or. With 38,000 inside 24 days, 450,000 in 60 days for a brand from 3 out of 5 winners. We have 3 winning tests in 90 days. So all of these and this one, we actually got 3 out of 3 wins in one of the months for a bijou build, one of our clients. And the reason I'm telling you this is because we split test across the funnel. And it's so important, and it really annoys me that CRO brand agencies and consultants and freelancers don't focus on this enough. And brands' internal systems too, they don't understand that you have to be split testing continuously. But it's not just split tests. Improve copy, improve UX, understand what's happening at the funnel and converting that throughout the funnel. So understand what's happening at the ad level and making sure that that's congruent. And the word I think that's missing across CRO is congruency. Congruency in messaging, congruency in offer, congruency in how you actually present your products. So this is our offer. This is how we work with brands right now at this stage. It's kind of our CRO scaling and profit optimization model. And how we do that is we work with brands across all types of sizes, but mainly brands doing over that couple 100,000 per month. You get split tests every month, landing pages. We have a full suite of in-house team, as you've seen, and we deliver these across the board for brands. So if you're ready to see what you're leaving on the table, just click book a call under this video or around this video somewhere. I will grab a chat with you. Would grab a chat with myself. We will plan out your CRO next steps that I think you can take as a brand based off our conversations, and then we can see how we can work together. We have limited spots. We're a very, very lean team, but all our team are driven by getting you results. So we are a incentivized team, and that's how I want my team to work with your brand. You should win, we win, and my team wins mainly, and that's the thing, okay? So book a call, let's have a chat, and thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you got to learn something from this.